And hello everybody, what is up? This is I'm back once again to cast some more Starcraft 2, and I'm not gonna lie guys, my voice is like, stop it, 'cause this is my third game of the day, but I love you guys so much that I'm gonna bring you another Liquid Genro game. But first, down here in the bottom right hand corner of the map Ohana, we have the Red Terran Silhouette, and his opponent, the Blue Terran, the Gorilla Terran himself, Liquid Genro. Liquid Genro is, I've said this in a couple other casts I've done of him, my first professional player I have ever watched in my entire esports life. I watched him go to the round of 4 in GSL, and I cried a little bit on the inside when he didn't win. I know. I watched him versus the Grak, and I remember thinking, how unfair is that the foreigners played each other in the bracket? That's so unfair. I was so mad. But taking a little bit of a dip off, but I guess he's been practicing a lot lately. Going to focus on foreign events this year. So cool. This replay courtesy of TeamLiquidPro.com. That is the replay. That is the team site for Team Liquid, and you see both players here throwing down racks, pretty super standard. And TeamLiquidPro.com, the actual team site for Team Liquid, while TeamLiquid.net is the community site. Team Liquid Pro is like their team site, and they do This Week in Replays. And this was a couple weeks ago, but I like Genro a lot and wanted to cast some of his games. So here we are. I have a pack of like 20 of his replays. Pretty exciting stuff. Both players are going to scout, grab the watchtower, say hi, and leave. Genro's barracks a little bit ahead of his opponent's Silhouette, but still virtually identical builds thus far. No gas on the way for either player just yet. And TVT has been by far the most interesting matchup to watch in StarCraft 2, I think. That's my personal opinion, obviously, but such an interesting matchup where like it's gone through so many different changes. Tank Viking, remember how bad that was? And then we got into Marine Tank Viking, right? And then we got into Hellions, and then Sky Terran showed up a little bit, and it's just been so diverse. Terran, as we see here, Silhouette throwing down the command center, and his opponent Genro doing the same thing. So a mirror build of each other, but Genro grabbing 2 gases very quickly. And I wonder what that means he'll be teching up into. Wouldn't be surprised to see him go into some Banshee play here off of those 2 bases. Always a common thing to see Banshees in TVT. But his opponent, no gas yet. He might not be teching, which could be trouble for Genro if he decides to go for a heavy barracks play. But yeah, TVT has always been a diverse matchup. So many different strategies you could use. Terran's always been able to say that they've had the highest skill ceiling in StarCraft for the longest time. Terran at the very beginning of StarCraft was very skill intensive race, so naturally TVT was very skill intensive as well. We do see Silhouette here adding 2 more barracks down that will bring him up to 3, and Genro adding a factory, and a reactor is going down on the barracks here for Liquid Genro, so we will be seeing some reactored Hellions more likely. Very interesting. Reactored Hellions, I wouldn't be surprised to see that followed up by a Banshee still because of the heavy gas play. Genro already above 100 gas, doesn't really have anything to spend it on. Go to the workers count, 20 to 21 in favor of Silhouette. Dead even there. Dead even in Marine count, almost 4 to 3. However, the Marine count for Silhouette will skyrocket here as these 2 other barracks are finishing, bringing him up to 3. And the orbital for both players is done, and mules are dropping. Tech Lab for Silhouette added onto one of those barracks. Yes, sir, and it is getting the combat shield upgrade. Gives those Marines a little bit more life, as we do see 2 Hellions are on the way. And Genro looks like he is going to be adding down another factory. So mech play coming here from Genro. If you talk to Artosis, this is the way to play TVT. And the Tech Lab going down here on the barracks. And I wouldn't be surprised to switch that out with the factory. And looking here back in the base of Silhouette, 2 engineering bays are on the way, and so we're going to see the heavy bio upgrades for Silhouette, and that makes sense given the fact that we do see all of these barracks in Liquid Genro with a money scan, as you can see right there. He's going to be able to see everything going on in his opponent's base, and this Marine in the middle of the map didn't know what was coming to him. And it'll be interesting to see what kind of damage these Hellions can do, or if they're just going to be an expensive scout. Hellions coming over here, going to check on the status of the 3rd base. Nothing doing there. And Genro Gonna poke around with these Hellions, get himself some map control. More Hellions are joining the fray. Checking back here, a bunker. And more factories. Factories are producing Hellion after Hellion, and as well as Blue Flame. So Jinro going for the very old school Hellion approach here. Good concave by the Marines. Those Hellions are not getting up there anytime soon. It's a very old school approach that Jinro is taking here. Well, not old school, it's middle school, right? Like, Tank Viking had its time, and then when Blue Flame Hellions were so OP, everybody was doing Blue Flame Hellions in TVT, and it almost wasn't fair. But it looks like Jinro is going to go back and do that now. Going to go heavy on them now. Actually, how many is he up to? He is up to 7 Blue Flame Hellions, which is a lot. And keeps adding them on, as you can see here in the production tab. Blue Flame is about 75% of the way done. Nothing doing really interesting here in the base of Silhouette. Adding his starport, going to take up to Medivacs. And +1/+1 is about halfway done. We do, however, see Siege Tank production has just now begun for Jinro and grabbing his 2 more gases. So that means that there is going to be more tech coming out here from Jinro's heavy mech play. And I like to see that out of Jinro. Mech is something that, played perfectly, should win every time in TVT against Bio, right? But playing it perfectly is the ticket. Those Blue Flame Hellions with that upgrade now finished are loaded up into this medevac, and they're probably going to come drop right over here. There is an army waiting for him, however. Silhouette, great game sense. Hellions and this poor little SCV are going to go up here. And we do see the simultaneous drop coming down here. For Liquid Jinro decides to pull back last second. Doesn't look like Silhouette noticed actually at all. But the dropship nonetheless is going to run away. Going to come swoop back up in here. See if he can get in behind all this. And Silhouette, when's he going to react? He should see it now. He's not looking at his mini-map. And here are the Blue Flame Hellions. Going to get off a couple great shots. Hellions doing a lot of damage right now. The supply depots go up, but far too late. How many workers were lost right there? 5 workers killed for Liquid Jinro. Great job by him there. And the factory is coming out here to scout, showing that our Red Terran is committed to some heavy bio play. And you can look there at the results of that 3 barracks. And it looks like there are, the armory is on the way for those crucial 2-2 upgrades, or the 3-3 upgrades that will be incoming. Liquid Jinro's drop's going to return home, and these Hellions are going to stay parked out here for map control. Looking at the supply count, 86 for Jinro, 78 for Silhouette. The worker supply in Jinro's favor ever so slightly. But in mirror matchups, 1 or 2 worker differences can mean the game at this high level that these players are playing at. And it looks like Jinro is trying to break down the rocks to his 3rd here, and his orbital command is lifting up and will be landing shortly. It'll be landing right over there. He's going to take the 3rd, use that, drop a bunch of mules over there, and you're going to see Jinro's income skyrocket. And Jinro adding on that +1/+1 vehicle weapons level, and that is going to be very helpful for him. But in the meantime, there's a push coming out. Silhouette with 100 supply going up against Jinro's 100 supply. And this could be bad news bears, but Jinro with another drop. Silhouette has to sniff something out because he's turning right back around. And there's a turret in position to take out this medevac. Could be dangerous for Jinro if he decides to push. What's going on over here? Looks like the push is going to go on from Silhouette. Jinro has a pretty good time to drop right now. Will he do it? Does he notice? No. Decides to turn back around. I have no idea what that medevac wants to do. I don't think Jinro does either. Dancing a little bit. Can Silhouette even see it? No, not really. Silhouette's army, a formidable force at this point in the game, especially given the immobility of Jinro's. A couple of Hellions aren't going to be able to do too much damage. He's going to be relying a lot on those siege tank splashes. And it looks like Silhouette wants to take a 3rd, so both players matching each other's tit for tat economically. 53 SCVs for both players here, and +3/+3 for Silhouette. What upgrades for Silhouette? +3/+3 at the 12-minute mark. How fascinating. Silhouette, Wayward Medevac, seeing no anti-air at all. This would be a great time for a Banshee tech switch. +1/+1 ship level, or vehicle level I should say, is now finishing shortly here for Silhouette. Silhouette loaded up for a pretty big drop, and it'll be interesting to see if he gets away with this. 2 Vikings are here, but I don't think it's going to be in time at all. Oh wow, big tank shots going off here over everything. Things not only near fast enough, and Silhouette's going to lose big on that drop. Great job there by Liquid Jinro getting those 2 Vikings over there in a very prompt manner to clean all of that up. 133 supply for Jinro, 114 for Silhouette. Check out the units lost tab. Silhouette lost a lot more units there, 1,100 more than his Terran counterpart, to be precise. And Liquid Jinro can't scout that command center just yet, but he will ever so shortly. And oh no, all these SCVs are gonna die. They're gonna die. Oh, Jinro. Oh no, all these SCVs are lined up. They're just lined up. If Jinro was paying half a bit of attention, they would just all be dead right now. And some miss micro to control there from Liquid Jinro. Or I'm sorry, from Silhouette. Jinro doing an okay job. Could have done more damage with those Hellions, but it's okay nonetheless. Would have liked to see him just blast that entire line. And alright, +2/+2 vehicle plating is on the way for Jinro. Now going to make those Hellions and those tanks even stronger. As well as the +3/+3 is about 75% all the way down for Silhouette. So, Bio versus Mech. Is Artosis right? We'll find out for sure. Really like to see Jinro do something with this drop that's going to go unprotected if he so desired. Barracks is floating over here aimlessly in the middle of space. Silhouette looks like he wants to do a little bit of a push out. Down 30 supply, knows he needs to make something happen as he's going to take his 4th and his 5th. He's got a lot of money, but Jinro has a lot of money too, up to 1,000 minerals now. And he's going to continuously add on the Hellions and the tanks and the upgrades in this army of Silhouette. Ever mobile, but at the same time ever fragile. A couple of big blasts from this tank position here could mean the end of him. And it looks like he is going to move up. I don't know if his army is substantial. Checking out the army tab, 122 to 97 in favor of Liquid Jinro. The upgrades are in Silhouette's favor. However, I don't think that this army can get a good enough engagement here. He's going to have to circumvent this army and just pretty much lift up here and drop down. But it looks like he almost wants to engage head on. He's going to have to catch the Terran moving out. And, could have a little bit of a flanking action because there is 3 separate armies now for the red Terran Silhouette. And this is going to have a sandwich here if he wants to be effective. However, oh no. Oh, Jinro's completely unsieged. Jinro's got to siege up, and it looks like he is not going to go to. He's not really afraid of the army. He's got the armies cornered here. Liquid Jinro, 197 supply to 180. The Hellion's going to take a lot of the brunt of the damage. Ooh, a lot of Silhouette. Not a good engagement for Silhouette here. Great siege up and going to take out a lot there. Not the best for Silhouette, taking a lot of unnecessary damage. 197 to 167 here. However, we do look over here. Silhouette getting a pretty good position against the main of Liquid Jinro. Jinro, however, is going to get a better counter position. I think, honestly, Jinro could probably A-move and take him. What's he think? It looks like he does think that. And here he goes. Jinro marching forward, not even going to worry about stemming Marauder shots being not effective because of that Raven's point defense drone. Hellion's not the most effective against Marauders, but tanks in the back dishing out a lot of damage here. However, we do see over here at the 3rd a little bio ball coming in and wrecking the 3rd, actually, killing a lot, but that's all Silhouette has is right there. Checking out the army lost tab, 15 workers killed for Silhouette, actually, not bad, equalizing a little bit. What's the units tab look like? 61 for Silhouette, 44 for Jinro. His army not in the greatest, or his SCV's not in the greatest shape. However, Jinro turning right back around here, and those 2 armies are going to meet, and Jinro's going to win. And it's not even going to be close in this battle. Silhouette plummeting in supply, 178 to 128, and Silhouette's going to have to turn right back around with his tail between his legs. Those 2 Marauders will escape to tell the tale. 3 Banshees on the way for Silhouette, and I must say I do like this play out of him. Jinro is not going to be too prepared for the Banshee tech switch, especially when you're already up to 4 and you're continuously producing them. I like that a lot. However, when you lose your entire bio ball in the middle of the map, not the best thing for you here. Hellion's in a great position to take out almost all of those Marines. And the macro of Silhouette to continually throw units at his opponent, it's been great. But I think eventually Jinro, with this massive tank count, is going to whittle him down. These Hellions are eventually going to clean everything up over here. And here comes another small battalion from Silhouette, going to run into a Hellion. No, the Hellions will turn right back around. Liquid Jinro moving out with that entire tank force again. Let's check out the army supply, 137 to 91. That should tell you the tale. Hellions coming in here and doing a lot of damage. And here come the rest of the tanks ever so shortly. All those Marauders are going to die. It's pretty much going to be the fight. Marauders with 3-3 are great against vehicles, but not that many vehicles And I didn't mean to do that, but doesn't that look pretty? And here we go. Hellions finally chasing down 173 to 140. Liquid Jinro in a pretty commanding position here. Silhouette's going to have to get a good flank and catch all of these tanks. There's enough there. Kind of dangerous here, actually, but no, the superior numbers from Liquid Jinro prevails. Liquid Jinro far too much, loses a tank there unnecessarily. But when you have this much, any trade is a good trade. And Liquid Jinro is going to turn right down here and going to take out this third base here from Silhouette. Silhouette going to lose this base. The Hellion's going to come in here and wreck the SCVs. The tank's going to wreck the SCVs. The SCVs are pretty much dead. It's all over but the singing here. Viking War is going on, however, Liquid Jinro is going to win that Viking battle, but not over a turret, he's not. And where is the army for Silhouette? 36 army supply is somewhere. Well, there's a group of Banshees over here doing absolutely nothing without Cloak. There is a little bit of Marine Marauder mixes throughout the map, but still not the best traits here. Oh, Liquid Jinro, however, getting caught off guard by Silhouette's Viking Ball. A lot of Vikings there and a lot of Banshees that are going to do a lot of damage. However, Jinro, the economic damage he is dealing right now, plus the Viking and Thor production that he is putting out, is going to be able to just whittle down Silhouette. Look at this. All these tanks could march up to here and kill him. 85 supply to 150. Army supply 96 to 48. Jinro with a 15 worker lead, marching up here, stutter stepping his tanks. Could go all the way to this worker line, which this represents one of two mining bases here for the Terran Silhouette. Just taking out all of the add-ons, and that is such a pain in the butt for a Terran player. All of those are going to go down, and the Banshees did delay the inevitable, but I think it is still the inevitable. Looking back here, Thor production is on the way, and Thors absolutely eat Vikings and Banshees. Not going to be a good trade for Silhouette here once he sees all of those. 3 at a time, 2 Vikings at a time, plus 3 vehicle weapons at a time. Jinro taking his 4th, Jinro taking his 5th. And it looks like here comes the Viking Banshee balls. Silhouette has to win with this, in my honest opinion here. And he'll do a little bit of damage here, actually. Turrets aren't going to be able to stand to that many Banshees. They're going to fall quite quickly, actually. But as soon as the Thors make their way over here, and they're all bunched up, all those Vikings are bunched up, boom! 2 big shots, 3 big shots, all the Vikings are going to go down here to the Thors. Thors doing a lot of damage, and the Banshees are equally bunched up, and Thors just wrecking them. Oh my gosh, did you see that last hit? Such a colossal destruction. How many kills does these Thors have? 1 kill on that Thor, 5 kills on that Thor, plus 3, plus 3, plus 2. No big deal on those Thors. And it looks like here Silhouette kind of in a little bit of a shambles here. 71 supply to 41 supply in terms of the army. Workers about even, but when you have this big of an army compared to your opponent, it doesn't matter. 2 Marauders are going to be heroes, but the Thors don't like heroes. And the Thor army from Liquid Jinro is going to march out here and going to make his way up to the only remaining mining base aside from this one. So there are 2 mining bases, but Jinro is going to make that just one. These Hellions alone could destroy this base, I think. Jinro perched up outside the base here of Silhouette. The tanks well in siege, and oh no, look how quick that planetary fortress died. All these SCVs are going to die. So Jinro barely mining, or I'm sorry, Silhouette barely mining because of Jinro, and Silhouette with this little Marine Marauder clump here. These guys here, that pretty much represents the entire army. This counterattack does have to win here, and it does not. Let's take a look at the army supply, 95 to 64. Silhouette, I'll bet, is giving a very good fight here. Not willing to step down too easily, and I can't blame him. I mean, you're playing Jinro, you held your own for the longest time, but it looks like these Thors finally are going to do the damage needed for Silhouette to GG. I hope. Man, this game is dragging on a lot longer than I thought. 1 Thor, 2 Hellions on a tank at a time. And the Vikings are landing now for Silhouette, and you know that's the beginning of the end. 47 supply to 128 supply for Liquid Jinro's lead. And here we go, just another massive army coming out. When you cut one head off, the rest replace it. Silhouette GG's. Great game there from both players. Really glad for Liquid Jinro to post that replay. He got himself in a little bit of a tangle at times, with the Banshees, you know, at times with the bio play from Silhouette, but still came back and played quite well. So great play from both players. If you like the stream, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Throw some constructive criticism in the box. I know this is like my third cast of the day. I haven't really been on it today. But anything you say can and will help. So I appreciate that so much. Thank you very much. And I hope you all have a great day. Oh, follow me on Twitter at I'm Jerman. I'm Jerman. Thanks. Bye.